How's it going? We are continuing a series. That will be the last video that I'm gonna cover, but there's definitely not limited to what kind of facilities are available out there for many businesses, right? I hope it's available for businesses. It says it's open for industry, right? I don't know how easy, how hard, if timing is good, as well as last time I have done it was 3 months ago. Then everyone was busy with onboarding. Now I'm doing it just around the holiday season, right? So perhaps again, people are busy doing other things. It just happens to be myself. I'm gonna need to keep touching bases, right? Like, I'm gonna need to keep circle around and coming back to some of those universities and see what will be the process of working together with them. So far, the engagement and or the way how we need to start conversation doesn't really happening. Conversion rate out of the emails, right? So would be about 1, maybe 2%, right? Up to 3%. So out of 100 email says being sent, response rate would be very low. But perhaps that's my personal experience. Within this video, I thought I would take a look at smart internet lab at University of Bristol, and let's try to understand this opportunity a little bit better. uh, I don't know. I thought let's have some fun, right? And how we can do that, right? How university can present this project for others, right? How we can do it, right? Should we present like like a cars, right? Like a fast cars? What about? I don't know. It seems that there's a lot of men doing it, right? There should be perhaps more women interested in is some of those areas. What we're looking at, we're looking at smart internet labs, right? So there should be more women engagement. So I don't know. So what we need a man who lifting weights. I don't know. So I don't know. Women who lifting weights, right? Or how you would you package this kind of project, right? So there would be more engagement. More people should be interested in those areas, right? Some of those areas are very promising, right? When it comes to perhaps how you can cover all your expenses, right? To say the least, right? Perhaps put some money to the side, but again, it depends, right, on where you are located. Seems that uh, quick numbers, right? Within America, there would be a percentage of how much people would put money to the side would be somewhere about 5, perhaps 10% of people, right? Within places like Asia or China, then would be about 40, 45% of people who would save money. So that's some of the numbers there. But either way, within this video, let's try to understand a little bit better smart internet labs and what this project is all about. The Smart Internet Labs at the University of Bristol is one of the UK's most renowned information and or communication technology research center with address ground societal and industrial challenges. I have seen so many projects when it comes to 5G and some of the use cases as well as IoTs, right? So they're looking to address all of the sectors, which is very hard. It can be a very hard thing to do. Good. It's very, I personally believe it's a very promising sector, as well as the new technology, something like 6G, right? Let's try to understand a little bit better when it comes to perhaps how they see those kind of things. 200 experts on 5G radio, wireless, optical communications, and network challenges are complexity of tomorrow's world by fusing research expertise and or innovation in a range of research areas such as Internet of Things, 5G, beyond future transport networks, smart cities, automation networks, machine learning, artificial intelligence, network coverage, mobile edge computing, and network soft softwareization. Good, good. All these areas are very important, very important. We got the presentation, right? So what I'm interested to see is where are those fast cars within this presentation, right? Let's start with that and progress from there. If we were to able to find young individuals interested in some of those areas, and if anything, how to increase that interest, so there would be easier process on perhaps increasing interest and onboarding new or perhaps individuals into some of those spaces, right? It can be a fun activity. I don't know if there's going to be any cost. I don't think there will be any. There's the problems are there, and myself, I'm being faced with the same challenge, right? Where the numbers would work. That means the person who put this presentation together, potentially he knew about this problem and thought he, since the person who have done it, he understands this industry very well, as I mentioned, right? So Britain and forefront of the next wave of mobile technology, adding up to 173 billion to the economy by 2030. So within the next 6 years, right? So I know it, and the person who have done this presentation, he knows it, but it's not what we're looking to solve. It's not the problem that we're looking to solve, right? Because numbers do work. We're looking to solve a problem where more people should be interested in this kind of space. That's a problem that this person forgot to solve. I know it, I've been it, I have done it. I'm still waiting for where's that man, woman, or perhaps fast cars, I don't know, the trips. I don't know how you can package this project. How can you package this project in a better way? I'm taking a look at the next page, and the person is again, he's repeating value proposition. That value proposition would be then Britain's the forefront of the next wave of mobile technology, adding up to 173 billion to the economy by 2030. So there's a lot of text and the person repeating the same value proposition again. This person should I don't know if the person knows what his core audience are, and I think those people who have read it, most likely those people do know it. I know it, perhaps those people I know it, but he perhaps need to share this information with perhaps younger audience, right? And how he can increase more people going on board, and something that they like introduce and solve the problem perhaps for younger people, right? Not necessarily for economy, not necessarily that young person would benefit from any of that. I hope he would. Well, by having a phone, having access to the internet, and all of those kind of things. But perhaps there's different ways how he can package all the value proposition there. Again, that's the next page, and the person is repeating the same. A test network that places Britain to the forefront of the next wave of mobile technology, adding up to 173 billion to the economy by 2030. Again, he's repeating value proposition, which is kind of great. We all here waiting for those fast cars. I don't know, man, woman, trips to somewhere nice. I guess I know what people are interested in, but he's keep repeating. There's a lot of text and a lot of repetition. This booklet and the way how information would be presented, I don't know. I would highly recommend to revisit that. Next page. The person is still repeating it. Pictures, perhaps there's some improvement. There's a smartphone there. There's improvement with the pictures, but again, place Britain and the forefront of the next wave of mobile technology, adding up to 173 billion to economy by 2030. So the person keep repeating that. I don't know. So the person thinks we haven't read it 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 times already. And the same people, if you will find yourself in a situation where you would need to do the presentation to any groups of people, if and at any point you would find presentation that this is a person who will judge your presentation. The same person will judge your presentation, and the same person is keep repeating the same thing over and over and over and over again. So I don't know what's a better way of bringing everyone's attention and sharing some love there with the Bristol, right? Where myself, I would need to share a presentation with the Bristol. They would say, "Oh, your presentation is based on numbers." I would never give myself so much power to keep repeating the same numbers over and over again. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a book. Within this book, I'm taking a look at key areas, and it has to do with the business, some of those concepts, and how to bring everyone's understanding of how to operate or launch your own business. I would break it down the entire process into 3 different stages. First one, doing a lot of research and trying to understand what we required and some of those fields, different sectors. within the business and how you can potentially operate business. So that's what we are doing a lot of research. Phase two, taking action based on the information that you have collected and the research that you have done, and setting up a company and starting operating as a business. Third phase and progression, that will be once you start collecting all the resources, how you can allocate or invest those resources in different projects. That would be some of those concepts that I will be sharing within this book. You can find it, QR code in the corner company's website below. Myself and perhaps others, or once they have read some of those brochures or booklets, once they have read it, if they would like to engage with some of those teams currently, just at the beginning, I hope that those teams would respond. So that will be a starting point, right? The response. And from there, how they can engage with the teams and perhaps progress and build projects together. That would be what would be the process. Booklet itself, I don't know if someone cares about it. To be honest, I don't know. Perhaps some people would care. Perhaps what information would be shared within the booklets. But I think they're just part of the process or something that would need to be completed, and how that information would need to be presented to perhaps people who have funded some of those projects, i.e. Taxpayers. So perhaps that would be just part of the process, how that information would need to be presented, and some of that information would be repeating itself over and over and over again, and perhaps there's some creativity requirements there. But that's overall feedback that I would give. But numbers would make sense. Numbers would make sense. So perhaps that would be an important thing. Other than that, but now let's progress into engagement and see how to interact and work together with some of those teams. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.